Hello everyone, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today I'm doing my Shop My Stash. Do you guys remember, if you saw my last Shop My Stash, I told you I was going to be tearing up this room, and sure enough, it's happening this week. As we currently speak, I am halfway done getting all this stuff out of here, but because I can't help myself, I wanted to do one more Shop My Stash before this whole room is rearranged. So you guys can see I have you in a whole different area because where I normally have everything, it's a little bit of a mess. So don't mind me at the moment. So we're gonna do Shop My Stash today. So if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name is Alejandra. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a dash of Japan. If that is something that interests you, subscribe, join us. And now without further ado, let's get on with the products. We're gonna start off up top, but as most of you know, most of this is all Shop My Stash. These eyeliners I'm keeping in here because I still use those. They're not in project pans, but eventually they might be project pan item. I'm gonna have to fix this because I'm gonna put stuff in here. But let's start out with these things right here that are Shop My Stash. The only two liquid ones that I had were these two. I did use this one. I have not used this one from Sydney Grace, so I will be putting this one back in here to keep. But this one I did use. Very pretty, enjoyed it. Out of these three, the only one I haven't used is the purple one. So I'm gonna put that one back, but these two I did use, really enjoyed both of these. I'm starting to realize I like this kind of stuff because it gives me that extra oomph that I like in my makeup. So I'm putting these back. We're gonna move on to this drawer. Let me pull out the stuff that I did use and keep the stuff I didn't. This is the stuff I did not get a chance to use, so it's going to stay in here. As you guys can see, it's quite a bit of things, but you'll see in the other drawer I used a lot more. Let's start out with this one. This is by BH. This is a Diamond Dazzler and Captivating. Very pretty, but I find it kind of hard to get the product because of the way that this sifter is made. I like the fact that I can actually keep the product in there, but it's kind of hard to get out. But I did like how this looked, so I'm gonna put this back. This one was super pretty. This is Copper Me by Essence. All of mine like this have broken, so I've had to smush them down. But this is what this one looks like. I liked it on the lid. It helped with a few of the shades that I am panning in those eyeshadows, so I did enjoy this one. This one, you guys, a lot of people ask me about this one. This brand in general, this was so pretty, you guys. So pretty. I loved it. I wore this with a bunch of blues. It just turned out so pretty, so yeah. Last but not least, my favorite item out of the whole entire product. This is Pistol by Sydney Grace. I have a picture of it in my Instagram. I don't want to make a mess, but that's what it looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? You guys, don't sleep on these Sydney Grace, what are these, loose pigments? Oh my gosh, they're so dimensional. I love it. You'll see some more coming out this month. Let's move on to this drawer. I'll pull out the stuff I use in here. Only 3 things I did not use, so that's pretty good. So I'll keep these in here and we'll go through the things I did use. First up is this Lorac Cream Shadow in Silk. Very pretty. Love this formula. I think it's really nice. This one by Lise Wattier. Look how pretty that packaging is. This one is in Fireworks. Oh, this was so pretty. This was a lot prettier than what I expected. Loved it on the lid. This kind of disappointed me, but I think I used it wrong. This is the Ram, the loose pigment. I didn't wet it enough for it to really sparkle, so I didn't really like how it was very subtle on my eyes, but the color is very pretty. I'm gonna pull this back out in the summertime and really play around with it then, because I think now it's more of a summer shade than anything, but I'm gonna still keep this. This one by JD Glow or J Cat Beauty. This is in the color Chameleon Effect. I don't like the packaging. As soon as I open this up, it explodes every time. But on the lids, oh, it's so beautiful. I wore it in a video, really liked it. It doesn't look like much in the jar right now, but it's really pretty. Then last but not least, I had these 3 loose pigments by Sleek Cosmetics. The one I thought I was gonna love the most, which was this one, is the one I love the least. This one's okay. It's supposed to have like an orangey pink shift, but I didn't really see that much sparkle in it like the other two. By far my favorite were these two. Wore this one in a video, constantly got asked what was on my eyes. And then this one, same thing. Tripping and Psychedelic are definitely my favorite. If you're gonna pick any, pick these two. These are beautiful. So yeah, very worth it. Moving on to the blush drawer. This was Poppy by Bare Minerals. Liked it, keeping. Rockateur, one of my favorite pinks, and I'm not a pink girl, but this one's definitely one of my favorites, keeping. Madly, oh, how much I missed this color. This was so pretty. Wore this for the wedding that I had in September. Definitely one of my favorites. Here we have a Berry Amore. Beautiful. I actually wore this one yesterday for the umpteenth time in this one. So I really like this a lot. Last but not least is this Smashbox one in Warm Glow. Dug this one. Yeah, I like it. I didn't think I would, but I did. Here we go. So it's going back. All right, so for highlighters, you guys, I had more this month, but I ended up decluttering 3, and I put those in my box that went to Central America. So that's why you don't see them here. It was the Flower Beauty, Ciate one, and another one I can't remember, but they all went away. So now I only have 4 left this month. So this is Glow Goals. Very pretty. I love the Ofra one, so I don't have much to say, so it's beautiful. Rodeo Drive, you guys. I wore this one yesterday. Still love it. You guys can see that I've used it. It's very, very pretty. This one shocked me. This is the Revlon Skin Lights in Twilight Gleam. I can actually get away with using this even now. I thought this would be way too dark, but no. And so beautiful. Now I know why those that have purchased this love this one. So pretty. Can't wait to use a light version of this. This one was gorgeous. You can clearly see I used quite a bit of it because it was brand new when I brought it in. And then my favorite Topaz, you guys. I love this one. Until next year when I'm back tan again. I'll love you forever. You're just beautiful. This one's stunning. Love it. Lip products. I put a little pep in my step, you guys. I used all of these. The only one I didn't use was this one. Beautiful. You guys know I like the formula. This red is definitely one of my favorite reds. It's now discontinued. It's Be Legendary, I believe. A crimson chrome. So pretty and so comfortable. Love my Sephora liquid lips. These 2 were beautiful. Asked what was on my lips when I use them in videos. And more of my matte shakers, which you guys know those are my favorite formulas. So all of these are going to get put back. Loved every one of them. And I'm so happy that I have yet to find a lip product that has gone bad on me that I have yet to touch. So super excited. We're gonna pull some more liquid lips this month because I only have 1 left. Here are my lipsticks. I didn't do so well with the lipsticks. I only used this much. So I have these 4 left. So very pretty. Enjoyed it. This one was Pepper, I believe, Date. Very pretty, like neutrally pinky shade. You can see it right there. Very much enjoyed it. This was like an orangey red. Very pretty. What's this one? Lady Danger. Oh, love that one. Definitely one of my favorites. And then Pepper, which is like a darker mauve. So all these are going back, and these Bite Beauties are still kicking, so that's great. So I'll pull out a little less since I have 4 this month. Just to give you guys a heads up, I pulled out every single nude that I had in my collection because I want to mix and match my nudes, include them into my daily lip products, mix them up. I love to mix things up. So these are all my nudes. These, I consider nudes to be more of like a very light, almost white base. I don't know how to describe it. Nothing that's mauve-y, nothing that's a pinky nude or a peachy. I picked as the lightest colors that I own, as you guys can see. And these are gonna live here. I'm not pulling out any more nudes. This is basically all of my nudes. This is what I consider my nudes. You can see here. I have all liquid lipsticks and regular lip products. These are my nudes right here, all in one drawer. Everything else is color basically, at least in my eyeballs, and that's how I'm gonna put it. So this drawer is now full to its capacity, and I'm not buying any more nudes. Obviously, I haven't bought lip products in a long time, so this is staying the way it is, and I'm gonna get use out of all these nudes one way or another this whole entire time that I have them. This is Eyeshadow Palette 1. This is the Kaleidos, no, what is it? Kaleidos? Yeah. Kaleidos, I don't know. Kaleidos. This is the Futurism 2. I love this one. I love the matte formulas. The only shade I really didn't use was this one right here. I don't go for silvers often, but it's pretty, and I love the formula of this. I used these the most out of this whole entire, and this one up here. These 2 I used the least, but I got good use out of this. Huda Beauty. You guys know how much I love this one. It's staying. It's beautiful. I don't know what anybody was whining and crying about these textures. They're exactly what we see nowadays in other palettes. So guess what? The joke's on you, whoever complained, because now we're seeing it in every palette, and I'm sure you own something of it. Just calling it out like how I see it. My Makeup Geek singles. Got good use out of this one, especially these 2 right here. Very pretty. You guys, there's no rhyme or reason as to why all these are put together. I just put them in here, and it worked because I was able to use a bunch of greens, my purples, my neutrals, my pops of color. So yeah, This will be going back. They're still kicking strong, even though they're a few years old. Guess what? I'm still keeping them. Last but not least is my Morphe 35M. Okay, so with this palette, can I talk? Color Story I love. Absolutely love the Color Story. What I found using this is 3 things. The mattes are actually decent. They're not the best, but they're a lot better than what I remember Morphe having. 2, the shimmers in this palette are a lot more, how do I describe it? More packed into these pans. So it's a lot harder. They're not soft to the touch and they're not soft. So you have to wet them or really dig in to get your product out, which I don't care for because I'll just wet them and they work fine. But the third thing I did find is that this one right here is basically a transition shade, a light one, and this one. Other than that, you're basically going smoky with this palette because there's not many mid-tone transitional shades. It's all deeper tones, as you guys can see. So I always found trouble just using this one as a standalone palette because I needed something lighter to start out with or to not make it so dark and deep. That's my only gripe with this palette. Other than that, I did like it. I'm not going to complain. It's not the best. It's not the worst. But I like it. I could tell you I like it better than the Profusion formula, at least the one that I had, definitely. Alrighty, let's start out with our product, shall we? So this is the first thing I'm going to pull out. This is in rose gold. It's like a liquid liner on one side. Look how pretty that is. And then a glitter on the other side. And you guys, I'm embarrassed to say I never used this. Isn't that pretty? So I want to play around with this. So we're putting this one out. This one's another one I never used. This is a Touch and Soul in the shade Lottie. Again, another cream. And isn't that pretty? The lighting is sucking. It's the sun. My apologies. And then this is the glitter side. I don't want to take it out because it's going to explode everywhere. But this is what it looks like. Oh, there's an expiration date. And I'm sure, yep, who cares? If it doesn't give me a reaction, I'm still going to use it. 2 Stilas. This is Next to Naughty and Rose Gold Retro. Because I have a purple one. So that one is stunning. And then we have the Rose Gold one, which I know I've used in the past. I thought these both would be perfect for this time of year. 2 more glitters, which are these Ulta ones, these eyeshadow glitter ones. This was in Tubular, which is your typical gold. And then this one is Totally, which is, that's pretty. And then last but not least is this, you guys. Yes, I still own these and they are still kicking. This one is called Polynesian Purple. I don't use the actual dabber thing, as you guys can see. I actually use a brush to get this out, but that's the color, as you guys can see. I normally like dip. I'll show you. I like dip in here, or I'll stick a brush, see? And then that's how I get the color out. Isn't that pretty? So these are all my liquids. Let's move on to pigments. So these 2 pigments by MAC, I'm gonna pull out. Gosh, these are so tiny. I don't know. This one is rose and this one is Kissmas. Kitschmas instead of Christmas. It's Kits, K-I-T. Oh, I hope I don't make a mess. This is so hard to do. I'm not even joking with you guys. Look at that. That's the Kissmas side. Kissmas, whatever you call it. You guys know I'm not good at names. So I'm going to pull this out. And then the other one is on the ground. This one is rose. Please don't roll off. Open. Here we go. That's so pretty. So these 2 pigments by MAC is what I'm pulling out. 2 by Makeup Geek, Enchanted and Birthday Wish. These are the old school ones. Gotta tap them down because I know they're filled. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see that? It is filled to the brims, coming out. This one's Enchanted. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a hot mess, so I gotta close this up because look at all that. There, can you see it there? And then this one's Birthday Wish, which I know I have used in the past. Obviously these are going to be used wet. See it right there? That's Birthday Wish. I don't know if she still makes these colors, but I have all her pigments. Shocker, no. Oh, sorry about the mess, but these two, these are from her Mannerisms, Vintage and what is it called? Prima Donna, which are these two. I haven't opened these up. Oh gosh. Yeah, see, I haven't opened these up and I don't want to make any more of a mess, but these, you guys can see, they're just your typical gold and pinky shade. So I'm going to pull these two out. And then these two by Sydney Grace. Joyful Day and Comforting Light, you guys. Told you, don't sleep on these pigments. Oh my Lord. Leave it to me to make a mess. Ooh, this is what I'll do. Leave it to me. Let me try to see if I can. Right there is Joyful Day. Isn't that, look at this. Look at this, folks. Ugh. Can't get enough of these pigments. And then here is the other one. Can you see that? Look. Yeah, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. That's so pretty. Okay, gotta stop. All right, so these two. I have more, you guys, but these two I'm pulling out for this month. All right, as you guys know, I'm not doing any bronzers, so I'm just gonna do my blushes. I actually wanna pull this out. This is Dallas. Haven't used this one in a while. Pull that one by Laura Mercier. This is Spiced Cider. She doesn't make this anymore, but this one I really like. Can you see that shade? It's pretty, so I'm gonna pull that one. Let's do this one too in Lovejoy. I'm trying to pick shades that are not in my Pan That Face palette. This one is Lovejoy. Pull that one. Let's do Pink Leopard, which I consider to be a blush bronzer. So I'll pull that one out. So these four, I'm gonna pull out this one in Stunner by Tarte. Haven't used this one in a minute or two. Let's try to take advantage that I still have somewhat of a tan, and let's go with this one by Makeup Forever number 2. I still have the duo. I'm gonna pull that out. I actually want to play around with this one, you guys. I've never touched this. The seal is still on it. Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna touch it for the first time ever. Anybody cringing? Should I do it? Should I do it? I'm sure some of you guys are yelling at me. Just do it, Alex. Here we go. Oh, this is still as beautiful. Okay, we're touching. This is Estee Lauder, the original Heat Wave. The original Heat Wave, folks. I want to also pull out the Persona Cosmetics in Zuma. This one I love. Yas, yas. I hate when people say that. Yas. All right, let's move on to some liquid lips. I want to do this one in Bound by NARS. That's pretty. Let's go with Jouer Au Naturel. That's pretty. Let's go for that one. I want to go with Fighter by Maybelline. Oh, that's a pretty brown. Look at that one. Oh yeah. When I rearrange this room, I'm hoping to have more light in here, you guys. Amazonian, I think, is another one I want to pull out. It's a pretty nude. And I definitely want to pull out this one by Vasanti in Date Night. Oh, that's so pretty. I'm going to do that one. I want to go with Old Flame by Dose of Colors. And I also want to go with Campfire. These are like my two favorite ones for the fall, which is right there. They're pretty. Let's look for some lipsticks, shall we? Lipsticks. All right, let's see what's back here because I haven't touched anything back here. what do I have, like 4? So we're just gonna pull a few. This one I like. This is by Lipstick Wing in Apollo. Bonnie Bray. Let's go in Bonnie Bray. I don't think I've used her yet. No, I have not, and that's pretty. I also want to pull out Audrey, which I really like. Audrey. All right, last but not least is this drawer. We're gonna pull this Maybelline one out in Spice for You, which is that shade right there. And Divine Wine, which I have not used in a hot second, which is right there. All right, you guys, so up here, as you guys can see, I have my Stila Glitters and Glow. Anything that's liquid, here's my Touch and Soul, Lorac, Ulta, and my what is this called? Josie Marin. Now, let's move on to the bottom, shall we? Here I have my pigments, other set of pigments, my blushes, highlighters, my liquid lipsticks that I actually don't have that much of. I thought I had more. Lipsticks, looks like I went a little crazy. Now, as you guys can tell, I do not have any eyeshadow palettes. This month, I chose not to pull out any eyeshadow palettes because I'm doing a little test with myself. Maybe for the rest of the year, I may not be pulling any eyeshadow palettes to see what I gravitate towards. I want to test myself to see what palettes am I really touching a lot, wanting to play with. Because I notice whatever I pull out of my Shop My Stash, I stick to that even though I allow myself to get whatever I want, but I still don't. So for the rest of the year, I don't think I'm going to pull out any eyeshadow. So stay tuned to my Instagram because I will be posting photos of the ones I use throughout the month. So if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, you guys, because that way you guys can see what eyeshadow palettes I am pulling out and playing around with. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful day that we're having outside. I'm about to go outside because my sister's having a birthday party for my niece. Now that I am sweating and I need another shower, I'm gonna let you guys go. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Next time you guys see me, it'll be a whole new room. This is the last video you will see of my old room all wrecked up at the moment. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in these videos right over here. Until then, bye guys.